Hi everyone, Intuitive Kathleen Miller here, and happy December. This is your December intuitive energy forecast. And as we are on the heels of closing out November and stepping into December here, we just had our first snow, which is so beautiful, and yet definitely a very marked change. Now, since, even progressively through 2025, there has been the increased momentum in so many different areas of all of our lives. And this is part of the change support that this, even though it's very uncomfortable, it's very intense, it has been, it's challenged all of us in pretty much all areas of life. It has been to help us really shake loose and release the people, the places, the things, the energies that are no longer serving us. And so if you're, however you need to process that and go through that, it's super important. And especially as now we're in December, closing out 2025, again, that intensity and that activating energy is only going to continue to increase and be closer waves. It's almost like contractions with birth, where stronger waves, harder intensity. And so with all of that, the elements that I'm getting to support the collective and for myself too is, for this month of December, the energies are actually in the tree element and the root element. So this is really, there's earth element, of course, and the land, and then there's also tree is kind of a subset of that, which is more about that internal root system, really having that super reinforced. And so if you think about, I'm from Florida, and so in Florida, if you ever visit, you'll see that most palm trees are super straight. There's other palm trees that are a bit older that really have significant curves, and those that are on coastlines sometimes will actually curve. Now they curve to go towards the light, but they also can curve from the storms, and that they are, they're adapting. And so this, if they didn't have very strong roots and those reinforced, they wouldn't be able to adapt. So that's all of the trees. And so rooting to the inner core, that's the first message. And energetically, this is really evaluating, okay, where, again, what do I require energetically to be fully supported at this time and to be as reinforced as possible. If you think about winter and, all the trees outside, the leaves are gone. Right now I'm looking out, they have snow on them. And so they don't really even look alive. And yet there's so much going on internally. There's a dormant preservation that's happening in their root system. It's like, okay, we need to, here's what's happening outside. We've got to internalize and really be smart in the use of energy so that we can come back in spring. So that's that real, especially when we are bombarded with programming and energies of this very unnatural growth that's expected and these unnatural cycles of creation, instead of honoring the seasons and honoring the change. So even though things are still going super fast, as we're really having, spending that time to reinforce the root system, this supports your immunity for your body to keep thriving. It also supports the mental well-being, to be able to be clear about what's relevant for you, and so many other aspects of support for you. So that's number one. Number two is vibrational flexibility with the storm. And I always cringe when I hear these. This is not mine, this is from Spirit. And so this really feels like more of an energetic thing. And let's face it, a lot of this year has been a global storm. And we've had magnetic storm waves, we've had magnetic solar waves coming in. So those are storms in a sense, because they are disruptors. They are really changing things. They're activating everyone. They're activating the planetary fields and magnetic systems. And so again, this is similar to the first one, but it's that vibrational flexibility. So really, as we're rooting, being able to, it's more of this internal attunement to where you are, to how you need to adjust, and being able to do real-time vibrational adaptation adjustments so that, one, you stay clear, two, you're more clear and that's part of that sovereign self too. We're really clear on the inside so that we move out into the world and there's a bombardment of information, there's a bombardment of energies. We're just clear to really know what's relevant, where to go, what to do next. And we're staying flexible with it, because there's a lot of things out there that it seems like there's no choice about. It seems like, oh, this is just happening. We're just going to have to deal with it, instead of, wait a minute, let's be in that, reinforce. Yes, we're flexing, but we're being a different energy, which is very powerful in the transformation to create a greater future. Okay. Very, very important. And then with that, number 3 is the mastering internal stillness for discernment. And this again dovetails from 2, which is, as we are, that personal practice of mindfulness, meditations, inner stillness, checking in with yourself, definitely doing the grounding, but really, really watching this. I mean, we're seeing between AI, fake news, grotesquely distorted program narratives, there's so much that you can just be entangled with without meaning to. And I'm catching myself in this too, where you follow something and maybe you have a reaction, or maybe you have a that shouldn't be so, and now you've like added it to your field without meaning to. And so this stillness to go in very regularly as you can, and just really slough off and just fine tune that focus, that discernment, so that you can be able to, whether it's social media, whether it's news in the world, whether it's what's going on, and to have that very fine-tuned discernment of, that's not real, that's not true, that's manipulation, that is not part of it. This is going to be so important. It has been all along, but it's increasing in its importance for us to have the fastest building of a higher integrity, healthier, more united conscious future. Okay, if that's what you're desiring. And for, as we're doing this, it's really such a wild juxtaposition, because it's Mach 10 with inner stillness. So we're having to, and think about the fighter pilots that have to make a decision while they're going Mach, several Mach fast in the air. And so this is that intensity and that velocity that's increasing, which is also our frequency rising too. And the good thing of that, the blessing of that, is as you fine tune, you no longer go in reaction. You're just so clear so immediately. Things that maybe you could tolerate quite a bit are now bothering you right off the bat, or your tolerance for people, for things that you used to love, that now you can't believe you even used to do that or participated with that. So not to judge, to just be clear, oh, I'm not that anymore. That's not part of what I've done. And I've had that happen so profoundly this year. It's a bit of a, you're kind of releasing the old self, and that can create a lot of space to create new, but it can be extraordinarily uncomfortable, because there's a transition of who am I now, and how much that begins to change. So being gentle with this, and then of course, as we go towards the New Year's, being able to just being, what do I want to be next year? We know we're moving from the feng shui year of the snake into the horse. So we're releasing, we're finally like shedding, birthing into, and now the horse is like, let's go, full on canter towards the new. And so there's a lot of power in that, and a lot of support in those energetic animals. But it's also, if you've ever gotten on a horse and you're not quite ready, and you're not really clear and healthy and balanced, and you get on a horse and it's going to run, it's going to flip you off. It's going to, really hurt the body. It's going to not be fun. So we've got to be healthy, prepared, very stable, and very ready to go with the horse. that's where we're going to make the most of 2026. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If you feel like, wow, this is too much, or I need support in this, I offer virtual sessions around the world. I'm usually in a few time zones each day, and I just love that. I love being able to contribute this. And this can really be so supportive because can release shedding of other lifetimes, older timelines that are not quite, that are kind of in the way of what you're creating next. Personal issues, business energetics. It can be anything that you're wanting to either improve or clear out to make room for the new. And so if that is of interest for you, you can find that on intuitivelifestylesuccess.com. Otherwise, thank you so much. Enjoy a beautiful holiday, and I look forward to seeing you just in the new year. Thanks so much. Be well.